Hello, I'm David Kaz. I am president of DMK Metal, and thank you for joining me today for my presentation, How to Identify Your Gold and Silver Treasure. I work with clients who are selling their unwanted gold and silver, and I like to inform and educate as I go. And this video will do a good job of educating you to identify your own treasures in your own home that you have today. So the type of things that are most common that you probably own include jewelry, both gold and silver jewelry, old watches, flatware, serving pieces, other type of sterling items, dental gold, as well as old coins and bullion. So the first thing you want to do is get a powerful magnet. Gold and silver do not stick to a magnet, so this is a great first test as you go through your items. So here, for example, are two different bracelets. The one on the left is, as it turns out, is not gold, and as you see, it sticks to my magnet. And that's a great way to show that this is gold plated, while the other bracelet that looks very similar, a rope chain, does not stick to my magnet. So this item has a chance of actually being gold, but that's not the definitive test as of yet. Now this is our two earrings. The one on the left you can see does not stick to the magnet. The one on the right clearly sticks to the magnet, and the one on the right is gold plated. Now the next thing you want to do is get yourself a powerful magnifying glass or loupe, and I will explain exactly what we're looking for. So first is to understand gold and how we calculate the carat of gold. So think about fractions, and the denominator in this case is 24. So if you divide 24 by 24, you get 1 or 100%. So 24 karat gold is 100% pure gold. Now if you look at 10 karat gold, you divide 10 by 24, you get 0.417 or 41.7%. 14 divided by 24 gives you 0.585, so 58.5%, and so on. So when calculating what percent of gold is in your item, you can base it on the carat. Or as you look at items, they might say the number. So on a 10 karat item, you might see 10K or the number 417. On something that is 14 karat gold, you'll see 14K or the number 585. Now dental gold is not stamped, because when the dentist puts a crown on your tooth, does not stamp a carat on it, but usually, at least modern dental gold is 16 karat, but as you'll see, it also can range in carat. 18 karat gold is 75% gold. 22 karat gold, which is primarily gold that comes from India, very yellow, is might say 917, and 24 karat gold jewelry might say 24K or 999. Now these are different tags that you'll see on bracelets and necklaces, and it's very hard to find the carat marker because it's very small. So in the case of this bracelet, you'll see this oval shaped tag, and that says 585 on it. It's very small, so you need your loupe or magnifying glass. Sometimes you'll see the 14K on the clasp itself, even smaller. So as you look at these images, you'll see that you'll find it on the clasps, on different parts of the item. If it's 999, you'll see a serpentine type clasp, as well as in many cases, if you see 22K, you'll see more of a serpentine style clasp. And the far upper right image is actually taken from a pearl necklace, where you'll find the carat marker on the clasp. Now finding the mark on an earring or pin is even more challenging. Usually the carat is on the post that actually goes into the ear, which is obviously a very thin piece of metal. With brooches, you might find it on the pin itself or on that part where the pin goes in to protect the wearer from the pin. So again, when you're looking at earrings, at pins, very hard to find the carat marker, so you definitely want to get yourself a loupe to find it. Also with the earrings, you might find a 14K, 18K, 585 on the earring backing. Now these are some examples of watches where you might find the carat. So on a Rolex, you'll find it on the watch band, on the watch itself. Some of the older, more vintage watches, you might find it on the back. You'll see here in the upper right below the watch name Bulova, you see the 14K. Now when you open those watches up and you look at the inside the watch, you'll see 14K, 18K on the inside of the backing of the watch. There have been watches made from old gold coins, so coins do not have a carat mark, but old US coins were 90% gold. Now on a pocket watch, you usually have to open up to the inside windows, and this is an example of a silver pocket watch where it actually says coin on the inside. So you'll want to look on the inside of that pocket watch. Usually it'll be in either the first window that opens or on this one that you'll find the carat marker. Now dental gold is anywhere from 10 karat to 18 karat, and usually you can tell the higher carat by the gold being more yellow in color. And this might be if you've got old bridges with multiple teeth combined, crowns, fillings, as well as dentures. Old dentures were actually made with gold, with the fake teeth put into the gold. And gold holds up very well, does not degrade, and that's why it's great for dental purposes. It lasts pretty much forever. Now that we know that the jewelry, the other items that you have made out of gold are a certain percentage of gold, what is the other percent? So if you have a 14 karat gold item and it's 58.5% gold, the other 42% would be silver, zinc. If you have rose gold, that pink or reddish color, that's more copper inside as an alloy. If you've got white gold, now white gold is the same exact gold content as yellow gold. There's just more platinum, silver, palladium, rhodium, iridium, other types of metals that are silver colored that turn that from a yellow gold into white gold. But again, same percent of gold regardless if it's white or yellow gold. And you could also go about plating existing yellow gold items with rhodium. There is a process, but that is just plating and can wear off, whereas white gold is white or silver through and through. Now, if we cannot find a tag on an item, we can't find a mark, that's why I bring, or a gold dealer like myself will bring an acid test kit. So that way I can test an item to figure out, is it 10 karat, 14 karat, 18 karat, or is it simply gold plated? Now, the type of things you do not want to see on your item that show that it's gold plated or gold filled would be these type of tags and marks. So if you see 1/20th 14K, 1/20th 12K GF, the word Monet, Monet is not gold. If you see gold filled, if you see KGRP, if you look in the lower left second image, if you see an oval shaped tag, unfortunately that means that we've got a gold plated item. Now in a pocket watch that's gold, if you open up the window and you see that it says warranted for 10 years, 20 years, basically that's telling you the gold plating will last for 10 or 20 years. And again, that's indicative, tells you that that item is in fact plated and it's not solid gold. All right, so silver. Silver is a little bit trickier than gold in most cases. Sterling silver is 92.5% silver. So when you have a piece of jewelry or some other item and it says 925, then you know that it is sterling. Also, of course, if it says sterling, so this is an old spoon from a sterling flatware set. Maybe you can read the word sterling on that. Here's another style of flatware, and you can see the word sterling on it. Now, some items that are antique or imported from Europe or around the world might have a number on there, like 700, 800, 900, 835. So what that means is there are 700 parts, 800 parts per thousand, 900 parts per thousand silver. So still a majority of the item is made out of silver. It's just not sterling, which is 925 parts per thousand. Now, other antique items from Europe and around the world might have a hallmark. I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well. But what you're looking for is a side image of a lion, a panther's head, a royalty, a king or a queen profile, and that will tell you that the item is in fact sterling. And then when it comes to coin silver, there's an eagle that you might see. You might also see the word coin on the item, and that means that the item is 90% silver. So this is what you're looking for on items where you do not see a number or you do not see the word sterling. If you look at some of these hallmarks, you see the side image of a full body of a lion, and that lion is different depending on what country the item comes from. So the lion from Denmark is different than the one from Germany, than the one from the UK, but you will see that full body side image of a lion. You'll also see the maker's name in many cases. You might see a head of a panther. So some of the panthers have a crown, some do not, but that does signify sterling. If you see the head of a king or queen, that signifies sterling. And then the lower right image, you see where there's an eagle, that means that it is coin silver. So what does it mean when an item is sterling weighted or sterling reinforced, like this candelabra? And if you look at the bottom, you'll see the words sterling weighted, sterling reinforced. Maybe both words or just one of them. So here I've got a candlestick holder, and when I first have the item, it weighs 9.3 troy ounces. Then I peel off the layer of sterling. So at the bottom here there is a weight, it's a cement weight, and then there is a metal post inside of here. So there's a thin layer, almost an aluminum foil layer of sterling around that weight. So when I take that candlestick holder apart and then I weigh the sterling scrap afterwards, you see it's about 1 ounce. So when I see items that are sterling weighted or sterling reinforced, usually, I'm always calculating between 10 and 30% of the weight is sterling. If it has a lot of sterling up top, it's a little higher percentage. If it's one of those candlestick holders where it's sterling almost all the way around just the weighting, it's a lower percentage of sterling. Now, the dreaded silver-plated. Unfortunately, silver-plated items do not have a ton of value. It's a very thin layer that is electroplated over a base metal like copper or nickel or something like that. So if you see EP, that means electroplated, EPNS, electroplated nickel silver, EPBM, electroplated base metal. If you see the initial SPS, if you see the wording silver over copper, triple plated, quadruple plated, doesn't matter how many layers are plated, it's still plated. You might see the term community, A1, A2. If you see kind of a shallow lion's head or a dragon's head, again, that means plated, or the word plateado is plated in Spanish. So again, very low silver content. There still is some silver, so it's not worthless, but it's not worth, it's just a mere fraction of the value of something that's plated. That's sterling. Let's talk about coins and bullion. So in the United States, up until 1965, dimes, quarters, halves, and silver dollars were 90% silver, and that is known as junk silver for collectors. But it's definitely not junk. It was 90% silver, 10% copper, and then there were also gold coins made in the U.S. that were 90% gold and 10% copper, and that was up until 1933. The silver dollars. So here's two examples. This is a Morgan silver dollar, and this is a peace dollar. The peace dollar stopped production in 1935. And that not until 1971 did we get silver dollars again, but there was no silver in them. Now half dollars up until 1964. 1964 was the last year that half dollars were 90% silver. So here's a Walking Liberty, here's a Franklin half, and then here's two Kennedy halves. So the 1964 Kennedy half was 90% silver. From 1965 through 1970, the half dollar was 40% silver. So there was still silver in it, just less than half the silver of a 1964. And then currently, the United States Mint creates what are known as gold and silver eagles, which are 1 troy ounce of gold, 1 troy ounce of silver. And investors buy these for investment purposes. And if you see the image on the lower right, since gold is a much higher density than silver, the gold eagle is about half the size of a silver eagle, even though they both weigh 1 troy ounce. Now here's some examples of gold and silver coins from around the world. So there were sovereigns, pesos, marks, francs, rupees made from gold and silver, and you see some sample images over here. Now from the silver coins, some of them, for example, some pesos only had 50% silver, some were 80% silver, some of the coins were 90% silver. So different amounts of silver based on what country the coins were minted in. The same for gold coins. And you see some example of gold coins up at the top: sovereigns, rupees, and pesos. Now currently there are countries that mint their gold coins, like the eagle in the United States. In Canada we have the gold and silver maple leafs. Coming out of South Africa, the most common gold coins, definitely in the 70s and 80s, were gold Krugerrands. Out of China there's the gold and silver pandas, Austria the Philharmonics, Mexico the Libertads, Australia kangaroos, out of Great Britain the Britannias. So if you have coins around the home, whether they be old US coins or something that looked like these, you do have a great amount of value. Now, in addition to having minted coins, you might have what are called silver rounds, gold rounds, or bars. And these items are created by different refineries, different mints. When it comes to gold bars, you'll buy the 1 troy ounce, the 10, the 20, the 100, the same with silver bars. And you can see some examples of bars that were created by different refineries and different mints. And then with silver rounds, those are very common and were created by many refineries, and they could have images of baseball players, of presidents, of Santa Claus. There's all kinds of rounds that were created special by mints and refineries, and usually they'll have stamped on them 1 troy ounce silver, 1 troy ounce gold, and they will let you know the content. Now there might also be coins that are 90% silver or that are sterling, like coming out of the Franklin Mint. Those were very popular for investors to buy, and they, coming from the Franklin Mint, you could have all sorts of historical images, artwork, presidents, as you see here in this example. And in most cases, they do not have much collector value, but they definitely still have a lot of silver value. So that's my presentation, just a quick overview of the type of items you might have around the house, how you recognize their value and their gold and silver content. If you have any questions for me or any items you might have interest in having evaluated or that you might want to sell, you can call me at any time, email me, text me photos of images. And thank you for spending some time with me today. And again, call me or email me if you have any questions at all. Thank you.